Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the DC Collectibles DC Comics Designer Series, figure number 6, Wonder Woman. Let me also add to that is the designer series from Darwyn Cooke, a line of figures that we've already been looking at, 3 figures in the past, that being Catwoman, Flash, and John Stewart. This is the final figure, categorized though as 6. So the package features really beautiful looking artwork there of Catwoman, or of Wonder Woman, if you do like this style. And I can't stress this enough. Even though I may particularly like this style, and thereby, if the figure translates well to that, I then like the figure. Some people may say, well, I don't like the look of Wonder Woman. Well, if you don't like this design of Wonder Woman, the likelihood of you liking a figure based on the artwork, unless the transitioning from 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional is poor, if it's a faithful rendition of the two mediums, if you don't like this, you won't likely like this. Spin around the back of the package, though, the other figures in the Darwyn Cooke releases are the Flash, which I did find disappointing of the 4 figures here. A pretty impressive John Stewart, a very surprising entry from Catwoman, and Wonder Woman. Flash, Green Lantern, John Stewart, Wonder Woman, and Catwoman are all sculpted by Jonathan Matthews. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. Try not to drop the packaging. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the Darwyn Cooke Designer Series figure number 6, Wonder Woman. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Been pleasantly enjoying the majority of Darwyn Cooke's releases, except for, of course, the Flash. How does the Amazonian stack up with the previous figures that we had to look at? The answer that I can give as a reply is, for the most part, she stacks up extremely well. Except for one noticeable, glaring problem I have with the figure. And you can probably guess right off the bat what it is. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's have a look at the figure first. Let's start with her face, and then we'll kind of work our way down. The face is very accurate, I feel, to Darwyn Cooke's initial designs of Wonder Woman. A much blockier, full-figured Amazonian here presented in figure treatment. Again, if it's not your cup of tea, this artwork, this art design, then a figure like this probably isn't going to be up your alley. I do, though, like the lighting, the reflecting that they gave to her hair. It gives a very old, golden age style of comic design to it, and I like that quite a lot. The face, I do actually think the face turned out good. Almost as equally good as the Catwoman. And I can't believe I'm still saying that. The Catwoman turned out really good. She's got her earrings going on there, which are slightly more sculpted to her hair than they are to her ears. I guess that was a workaround, because the hair was so close and they didn't want the earrings to be a loose part to the figure face. They ultimately sculpted it closer to her hair rather than her ears. She's a very stern, is that the word I want to use? A stern look on her face. The coloring would almost be perceived as a more paler, I would say almost dead sort of skin tone, bearing almost closer to more like a grayish kind of skin tone, as opposed to a rosier colored skin, flesh colored. But it seems to actually work pretty good on Wonder Woman, because the coloring of her bodice, the red and the gold, and certainly the bright blue, seems to offset the fact that the figure comes across so pale. Okay, so let's touch base on the one problem I have with the figure. Yes, you probably guessed it right off the bat. The figure's legs are permanently in a stance, like a spread leg stance. There's absolutely no way to rectify this. None whatsoever. You can try as you might, will it as much as you can, but there's no way to adjust the legs other than what you're seeing right here. Sure, yes, you can adjust the legs forward and back. There's that. And you can adjust also the legs, the knees, to kind of compensate for the fact that the legs are as spread out as they are. Unfortunately, though, you can't bend the ankles, so you can't really bend the leg and keep her in that stance. She's obviously just going to fall back over. No, unfortunately, the best way to get a good stance out of Wonder Woman here is to have her as her default standing posture. It gives her a very heroic stance. Sure, we can say that. You know, you can even like bend the elbows and kind of have them in like she's, well, even then that doesn't quite work. But you can kind of have it like she's very heroic. Ultimately, though, the legs do come across way too wide. The legs should have been a little closer together, if you personally ask me. Not to the extreme that we're getting in this case here. Also to note as well, something I should not miss out on saying, is her fingernails are also painted in. This one, her fingernails are into her palm of her hand, so you don't see them. You do see her thumbnail painted though. And on this hand, you can see all 4 fingers and 1 thumb painted in. So a little small detail, I like that they went certainly that far. Kind of like the Jon Stewart though, she comes with 0 accessories. Not even a lasso, not even a display stand, comes with 0 accessories, which is a bit of a nitpick as well. I could contribute to this part of this review. When it comes to her posability, Wonder Woman's head is on a ball joint. Hinged shoulders, which allows a full rotation there. She has a bend at the elbow, a rotation at actually her bracelets rather than her wrists. As you can guess it, no articulation in the waist, forward and back motion on the legs, bend at the knee. That's it. That's it. No articulation in the legs, likely because the way that the calf guard has been added to the front of the boot, it basically eliminates any sort of posability there. I guess you could bring the legs slightly forward, one of the legs, but the whole time you're doing it, you got to make sure that you're at least compensating for the fact that the feet are completely flat. The Wonder Woman could have been potentially good. I mean, I like it basically from here to here. The legs, though, are really hard not to notice. This is a big glaring problem, and one of the reasons why I almost feel she's not one of the better figures just simply because of this. Good design, in my own personal opinion, poorly executed. Poorly executed. Spot picked up this as well as the other Darwyn Cooke releases from his local comic book store. Certainly check out your local comic book store if you guys want to find these figures for yourself. Today's toy spot, we were looking at the final figure from the Darwyn Cooke designer series. We're looking at what could have been a good Wonder Woman, though slightly badly designed. We were looking at Wonder Woman after all that. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's got more videos. He does. More videos coming your way soon. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.